Championship Sunday, 10U Championship Sunday, that is, for the border battle. Our first game is going to feature the Wild Things versus Canes Southeast. Wild Things ended up in the second place, Canes in third, so Wild Things are the home team. That's why they're on the field right now, taking warm-ups. Thanks to USSSA for putting on the border battle and Matt Grant and his tireless efforts to pull off this tournament, as well as being broadcast by USSSA Sports Network on YouTube and Facebook. I'm Doc. I'll be your commentator throughout the games today. Our first game up here at 9 o'clock. Our next game is slated for 10:45, and then the final game, championship, will be at 12:30. So the winner of this game punches their ticket into that championship game, and the next game coming up is going to be Renegades versus Yard Dogs. So real quickly, let's go through the Canes batting lineup. It's going to be Zion, followed by Reagan, Mason, Brody, Grayson, Braxton, Bryson, Zane, Cooper, Bo, and Miles. On the mound for Wild Things is Kyrie, and behind the plate is Wills William. Again, thank you all so much for joining us here on the broadcast. Glad to have you. If you would, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and follow us. Both Facebook and YouTube helps grow our channel. It doesn't cost you a thing, but helps us enhance our experience for you, the fans. YouTube helps grow our channel. It doesn't cost you a thing. Sorry, I had to double check that you guys could to hear me and everything. So looks like we're going to be good to go. Kyrie's just about set. We'll get this game one underway. And here we go, the first pitch. Foul ball. And this one's underway. So it's an 0-1 count now to Zion. And here's the 0-1 pitch from Kyrie. Ball up. And it's a 1 ball, 1 strike. Yesterday, a lot of great 10U action here yesterday on Field 3, which we're back on Field 3 again this morning. We'll be here until the championship finishes this afternoon. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Just getting underway here in the top of the first inning. Again, glad to have you aboard. And here's the 1-2 from Kyrie. And make that 2-2 as the ball comes in just a little bit high out of the zone. So 2 balls, 2 strikes on Zion. On deck is Reagan, and the third batter this inning will be Mason. There's a fly ball just over the second baseman's head. That's going to drop in for a hit. And Zion's on with a leadoff single here in the top of the first inning. So Zion leads off the game with a single. That brings in Reagan. Reagan is the pitcher for the Canes. Kyrie checks Zion at first. Zion's back. And here's Kyrie checks Zion again. Zion's back in there.
Hey, you got more, Zion.
Zion's getting his lead at first. Kyrie looks in, gets his sign from Wheels, and delivers. There goes Zion. Ball high. And Zion is safe. So 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Nobody out, 1 on. That's Zion at second. Reagan at the plate. Mason on deck. And here's the 1-0 pitch from Kyrie. Checks Zion at second. Zion getting a pretty good lead at second base. And the pitch. Pop fly on the infield and foul territory, just out of play. And that's going to even the count at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. So Reagan steps back in the box. Zion gets his lead. Kyrie backs off the rubber just to pull him back to second base. As I think it's Liam at second and Bradley at short as they're trading places back and forth. Kyrie delivers home. Pop fly on the infield. Liam over. Actually, that's Samuel. Samuel couldn't make the catch. And that puts Reagan on first base. So runners at first and second. So we'll have to charge an error to Samuel on that one. So runners at first and second. Nobody out. Mason steps in. Brody comes out on deck. Bradley moves out. Liam crosses. Ball comes in high. And both runners move up. So runners on second and third. 1-0 count to Mason. Again, Brody on deck. And the pitch. Ball low. And it's 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. So that's Zion at second, Zion at third, Reagan at second. Ball high, and it's 3-0. So Kyrie has an open base to put Mason. Should he load it up here for Brody? Kyrie gets a sign. He sets and delivers the 3-0. And calls strike on the corner. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Still nobody out. Runners at second and third. Foul ball right back at us here. And the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. And bases are now loaded for Brody. That brings Grayson out on deck. Call strike. And it's 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike to Brody. Bases loaded, nobody out. Canes are threatening here in the top of the first inning. And the pitch. Ground ball foul. That hit Grayson in the batter's box. I think it might have hit his shin. And it's an 0-2 count to Brody. And it looks like he's going to be okay. All right, so Grayson's good. 0-2 count on Brody. Nobody out. Bases are loaded. That is Mason at first, Reagan at second, Zion at third. And here's the 0-2 from Kyrie. And now it's 1-2. So the ball come in just a little bit low and outside. 1-2 count. And the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball up the line, fielded by Kyrie over to first. That gets him. That does score Zion, though. And the Canes take the lead early in this one, 1-0. So that puts Mason at second, Reagan at third. Grayson steps in. Braxton comes out on deck. Zion scores. That gives the Canes the early lead in this one, 1-0. And the pitch. There's a little blooper pop fly on the infield. That takes a weird bounce. That's going to score a run, and everybody's safe. So an infield RBI single for Grayson. Makes it a 2-0 game in favor of the Canes. Runners on the corners, which means Grayson's more than likely going to go. Braxton now steps in. Bryson on deck. Braxton shows bunt, pulls back, ball outside. Grayson goes to second. So 1-0 count. Runners at second and third. And the pitch. Ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes. Grayson at second, Mason at third. Here's the pitch from Kyrie. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. So 2-1 count. 2-2 count. 1 out. And the 2-2 pitch. And the count is full. So Kyrie has an open base. Let's see if Braxton's worked it back to a 3-2 count as he was down. And the 3-2 pitch. And the bases are loaded again. So another walk issued. So bases loaded. 1 out. Bryson steps in. Zane on deck. And the pitch to Bryson. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. Called strike down the middle. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded. 1 out. Braxton at first. Grayson at second. Mason at third. 2 runs have scored. Reagan and Zion. And we're in the top of the first. And the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. And it's 1-2. Ball high, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Bryson. Kyrie gets a sign, delivers. And the count is full. Oops. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. And 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, and the Canes now lead it 3-0. Coach calls timeout to go out and talk to his pitcher. That brings in Zane. Cooper will be on deck. And we're going to have a pitching change. Looks like Samuel is going to come in to pitch. And so while Samuel is warming up, we'll take a quick break. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. All right, folks, we're back. The reason we go on mute is to block out any music that plays in between innings or in warm-ups. That way we don't get any strikes against this in YouTube or Facebook for copyright infringement. It's called strike. First pitch from Samuel. And it's an 0-1 count to Zane. Actually, that is not Zane. That's a ball low. That's 1-1. I believe that's Miles. So we'll get clarification on that here shortly. There's a ground ball foul. Okay, thank you. It's called strike 3. And that is 2 outs. It's called strike to Zane. Swing and a miss. Ball high, and it's 1-1. So just trying to get the lineup squared away here. I think there was a couple changes that were made after we were given it. So 1-1 count to Zane. Runners at, well, base is still loaded, actually. Swing and a miss. And strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Pop fly on the infield. Samuel's under it. Makes a catch. And that is 3 outs. However, the Canes pick up 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and nobody left. 3 left at the end of half inning. It's 3-0 Canes. Coming up for the Wild Things is going to be Wheels, Kyrie, and Samuel. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be right back. All right, so very quickly, so that's Braxton behind the plate. Reagan is on the mound for the Canes. And there was a little bit of a change to the bottom of the lineup, so we got that squared away, so we're good there. All right, so real quick for the Wild Things, it's going to be Wheels, Kyrie, Samuel, Justice, Xander, Parker DHing for Madden, Bradley, Liam, and Caleb. And then there's a sub, which is Crosby. So they're batting 9 in this one. And we're about ready to get the bottom of the first underway for the Wild Things. Just do the quick reset here for you folks. And here we go. As Wheels steps in the batter's box, trailing 3-0 here in the first inning. So Reagan comes set, delivers. Ball off the plate, and it's 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. Ball inside, 2-0 now. All right, so 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the first. 3-0 now to Wheels. On deck is Kyrie. Third batter will be Samuel. And the pitch. Called strike. And it's 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Ball in the dirt, and Wheels is on with a leadoff walk here in the first inning. That brings in Kyrie. Samuel on deck. Wheels gets his lead at first, a big lead. Reagan steps off, forces him back to first base. Gets his lead again. Reagan delivers. There goes Wheels. Called strike. Throw down. Not in time. So it's an 0-1 count to Kyrie. Wheels at second. Throw to second. It goes into center field, but backed up by Zion, preventing Wheels from going to third. An 0-1 count to Kyrie. Ball off the plate. 1-1. Off the plate. 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Wheels at second. And a delivery by Reagan. Ground ball right back to Reagan. Over to first, and that's 1 down. That moves Wheels to third. So 1 out. That brings in Samuel. Justice on deck. And the pitch from Reagan. Off the plate. It's 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out. 1 on. Samuel at the plate. On deck is Justice. That is Wheels down at third base. Ground ball. Fielded by the shortstop. Over to first. That is 2 down. But that scores a run and cuts into the lead. It is now a 3-1 ball game. So that brings in Justice. On deck is Xander with 2 down. Bottom of first. And the pitch. Foul ball. Strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. And the pitch. Ground ball to short. Fielded cleanly. Over to first. Nice job by Grayson to stop it from going down the line. But Samuel is safe. So Excuse me, Justice is safe. My apologies. Xander steps in. Parker is on deck. So 2 outs. Justice gets his lead at first. Reagan gets his sign, comes set. Backs off the rubber, keeps Justice close. And the pitch home. So balk is called against Reagan. So no pitch. That moves Justice to second. And here's the pitch. Ground ball to first, fielded by Grayson. And that is 3 down. So, Wild Things pick up 1 on 1 hit. No errors and 1 left. At the end of 1, it's a 3-1 ball game in favor of the Canes. Coming up for the Canes is going to be Cooper, Bo, and Zion. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back. So live action here. Got Cooper stepping in, Bo on deck. Samuel still on the mound, behind the plate of steel wheels, and here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Fielded cleanly, over to first. Oh, dropped by Xander, and that allows Cooper to get on first base. So Cooper's on first. That brings in Bo. Zion's on deck. And the pitch. There's a bunt right back to Samuel. Fielded over to first. And that is one away. That does move Cooper to second. That brings in Zion. Reagan on deck. Zion singled and scored his first time up. It's a ball in the dirt. Here's a throw down. And they get him at third. What a play. Nice job in recovery by Wheels to get the second out. So 2 down. Ball in the dirt. That is 2-0 now to Zion. And here's the 2-0 delivery from Samuel. Yeah, it's 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes. Reagan's on deck. Reagan reached on error his last time up, but did score also in the first inning. That's ball 4. So that puts Zion on with a 2-out walk. That brings in Reagan. So we are in the top of the second inning. So 2 down. Samuel checks Zion up first. It's back in time. Two.
Where'd the second out come from?
Out at third base.
Where'd the first one?
There was a bunt. Yep. All right, so Reagan has right now on him no count. There's a ground ball to second, over to first, and it's dropped. That's going to allow, here comes Zion home, and he's safe. So Zion scores. That makes it a 4-1 game. So the second time that Reagan has got on with an error by first base. And it extends the Canes' lead here in the second, 4-1. That brings in Mason. He walked and scored his last time up. On deck is Brody. 2 outs. And the pitch. Ball low. Reagan holds it second. It's a 1-0 count. And the 1-0 pitch. Pop foul, out of play. And it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Reagan at second. 1 run across so far this inning. And the pitch. Ball low. Reagan goes to third. Throw down. He's safe. So it's a 2-1 count. Moves Reagan to third base. Nice job by Wheels. He already has thrown 1 batter out. Like Reagan may have gotten some dust in his eyes. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Reagan at third. So Reagan stays in. Mason's got a 2-1 count on him. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt. That gets away. Reagan holds. Nice job by Wheels getting to the ball quickly. It's a 3-1 count. And here comes the 3-1 as Samuel checks Reagan at third. He comes set and delivers home. Fly ball in the infield. Liam's coming in. And it drops in! And Mason's on with an infield single, an RBI single, and extends the lead 5-1. Coach goes out to talk to his infield to settle him down. There's, I think, a miscommunication there. But nonetheless, Mason is on, and that's going to bring in Brody. On deck is Grayson. It's a 5-1 ball game right now in favor of the Canes. And the pitch. Foul ball. And that is going to be 0-1 to Brody. So no balls, 1 strike. Mason at first. Mason was going on that pitch. So no balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, Mason at first. Brody has an 0-1 count on him, or excuse me, yeah, an 0-1 count. There's a throw down, not in time, as Mason's into second base. That's a 1-1 count now to Brody. And the pitch. Throw down to third. Mason, reverse course. Nice job. It's 2-1. Nice job by Wheels to get the ball out and down to third base very quickly. He's doing a great job behind the plate, by the way. Ball 3. And it's a 3-1 count to Brody. Again on deck is Grayson. And the pitch. And the count is now full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mason at second. And the pitch. Ball 4. Mason holds at second. So runners at first and second. That brings in Grayson. On deck is Braxton. Mason single, drove an RBI his last time up. And the pitch. Pop foul out of play. 0-1 count now. So no balls, 1 strike to Grayson. And the pitch. Off strike 2. And it's quickly 0-2 to Grayson. So no balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 on, 2 runs in. Top of the second. And the pitch. Foul ball. And we'll do 0-2 again. All right, here we go. Little mask malfunction there. 0-2 count on Grayson. Runners at first and second. That is Brody at first. Mason at second base. 2 down. And the pitch. There's a line shot and out in left field. Left fielder's under it. Can't make the catch. And that's going to score another one for the Canes as Brody goes into third and Grayson goes into second base. So that makes it a 6-1 ball game. We'll charge an error to the left fielder on that one. That brings in Braxton. Bryson on deck. So runners at second and third. It's Brody at third. Grayson at second. And the pitch. Ball low. So 1-0 count to Braxton. Braxton walked his last time up. Bryson on deck. He also walked his last time up. And here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a line shot in right field. Caught by Caleb. And that is 3 outs. However, Canes pick up 3 more on 2 hits and 2 errors and leave 2 on base. At the end of 1.5, it's the Canes 6, Wild Things 1. Coming up for the Wild Things is going to be Parker, Bradley, and Liam. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back as Parker gets ready to step in. Bradley will be on deck. Canes lead at 6-1. Again, the winner of this one punches their ticket in the championship game, slated to start around 12:30. if not before. Coming up next is going to be semifinal game number 2 between the Renegades and the Yard Goats. And here's the first pitch from Reagan to get things underway here in the bottom of the second inning. Foul ball. And it's an 0-1 count. So no balls, 1 strike. And the 0-1 pitch. 1-1. So ground ball right back to Reagan. Over to first. And that is 1 away. That brings in Bradley. Liam on deck. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike. And the 0-1 pitch. Ball just a little bit inside. It's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the second inning. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And here comes the 1-2 from Reagan. Foul ball. Just got a piece of that, and we'll do 1 and 2 again. And the 1-2 pitch. There's a line side to center field. Zion's right there. Makes the catch. And that is 2 down. So right at him. That brings in Liam. Caleb on deck. So 2 down. And the pitch. So 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. Ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of second. Canes lead by 5. And the pitch. Ground ball to second. Fielded cleanly. Over to first. And that is 3 outs. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 2, it's a 6-1 game. Canes lead. Coming up for the Canes is going to be Bryson, Miles, and Zane. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be right back. Sorry, folks, we're back to live action. Apologies there. First pitch from Samuels, ball 1 to Bryson. On deck is Miles. He'll be followed by Zane. Ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes. Just getting underway here in the top of the 3rd inning. Again, Canes up 6-1 in this one. So they put up 3 in the first 2 innings. And the pitch. That's ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes. No outs. Samuel steps off the mound, resets. Comes back. Looks in, gets the sign from Wheels. And delivers the 3-0. Called strike right down the middle, and it's 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. And the 3-1. Called strike, and it's 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that is 1 away. So nice job by Samuel coming all the way back from down 3-0 or behind 3-0 count to get the strikeout. And looks like we're going to have a pitching change. And looks like it's going to be Bradley taking the mound for the Wild Things. So with that, we'll take a quick break. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. All right, folks, we're back. Again, why we go mute is music in between warm-up, in between innings and warm-ups. That's why we go on mute, so we don't get a strike to delay the viewing of these games after they've been streamed live. All right, so that brings in Miles. On deck is Zane. Called strike, and it's 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. The first pitch from Bradley, who is now on the mound for the Wild Things. Wheels still behind the plate. And here's the 0-1. Call strike 2. And it's 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes. Again, Zane awaits on deck. And the pitch. There's a line shot in the center field. That's getting down for a hit. And Miles is on with a one-out single here in the third inning. That brings in Zane with Cooper on deck. Miles gets a big lead over there. And that was a really nice throw from Bradley. Nearly got Miles at first. Pitch home, ball one. It's a 1-0 count, 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. Foul ball out of play. And it's an 0-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on. Top of 3. Bradley checks him again. He's back in time. And the pitch. Ground ball right back to Bradley. Off his leg. No one on first base to cover. And Zane's on with an infield single, moving Miles to second base. So back-to-back singles. Put runners on first and second with 1 out. That brings in Cooper. Cooper reached on error his last time up. Bo's on deck. Bradley checks Miles at second. Miles back there safely. Bradley gets a sign, delivers home. Swing and a miss by Cooper. And it's 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Foul tipped. 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes. Zane at first, Miles at second. Bradley gets a sign, sets, delivers home. Ground ball too short, fielded by Kyrie over to Xander, and that is 2 outs. All right, so it puts Zane on second, Cooper on first, brings in Bo. 2 down. And here's the pitch. Shows bunt. Foul ball. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Zane at second. First base is Cooper. Here's the pitch to Bo. Ground ball to Samuel. He fields it cleanly over to first. And that is 3 outs. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left at the end of 2.5. It's the Canes 6, Wild Things 1. Coming up for the Wild Things is going to be Caleb back to the top of the order with Wheels, and then Kyrie. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back. Bottom of 3. Caleb steps in. Reagan delivers. Ball 1 outside. And it's 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. Just getting underway here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Canes lead at 6-1. Reagan delivers home. And it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Caleb. Wheels on deck. Kyrie will be your 3rd batter this inning. And the pitch. Ball high. And it's 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is 1 away. So 1 down, that brings in Wheels. He walked and scored his first time up. Kyrie's on deck. Ball comes in just a little up, and it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes. And here's the 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. And that is 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes on Wheels. As a matter of fact, Wheels is the only walk issued in this game for the Wild Things. It's called strike, and it's 3-1. I should say issued by Reagan so far in this game. That's back in the 1st inning. It's called strike 2. So now Reagan's brought it back to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Let's see what happens here in this battle between Wheels and Reagan. Reagan delivers home. Ground ball right back to Reagan. Fielded cleanly over to first. And that is 2 outs. That brings in Kyrie. So 2 down. Samuel's on deck. And it's a ball outside. One and 0. And the 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of 3rd, and the pitch. That's ball 3. So Reagan found himself in this same situation with William, or Wheels. Let's see what he does here. It's called strike, and it's 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. And here's the 3-1 from Reagan. Call strike 2, and the count is full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Just like last time, Reagan fought it back. Let's see how it ends here as he gets set and delivers the payoff pitch. Pop fly on the infield. And just dropped by Braxton, just off of his glove. That's okay, though. That happens. Right up against the dugout. So no surprise there. That was a tough one. And what an effort. And here we go. Ball 4. And this time, Kyrie wins the battle. So Kyrie on first. That brings in Samuel. So winds are starting to pick up here. So let's get up around 81 degrees. We are in Marianna, Florida, field number 3 at the Optimus Park. Kyrie gets his lead. He's definitely... Oh, Reagan throws over. Close play up first. Kyrie's getting a really big lead, so my guess is that Kyrie's going on the pitch when it does come home. Over again is Reagan. So Reagan's trying to keep Kyrie close. Kyrie gets the lead. Reagan delivers home. There goes Kyrie. Ball outside. And he's safe. Close play at second. That's ball 1 to Samuel. Justice on deck. And the pitch. Nope. Checks Kyrie at second. Kyrie never moved as there's nobody going behind Kyrie back to second base to force him back. He's got a huge lead, and there he goes. And that forced Reagan to balk. And it puts Kyrie on third. So Kyrie's on third. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs on 1 ball, no strikes. 2 on Samuel. Excuse me. Wow. Say that fast 10 times. And the 1-0. Foul ball. And it's 1-1. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Kyrie on third. Again, coming up next is the second semifinal game between Renegades and Yard Goats. This one's featuring the Kane Southeast against the Wild Things. And it's 2-1 now.
Don't worry about it. Hey, just walk it up, right? See nothing behind you right here.
And the pitch. Ground ball. That's going to left field for a base hit. That's going to score Kyrie. And Samuel's on with an RBI single here in the third. That brings in Justice. And quick timeout to go out and talk to his infield, the coach does. So with that, we'll just take a small break. This is Doc of the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back. Okay, here we go. Back to live action. Conference in the Mountains broken up. That brings in Justice. Players are still out there discussing. Catcher, shortstop, and pitcher. And here we go. Called strike. And it's 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike to Justice. On deck is Xander. pitch. Ground ball, foul. 0-2 now to Xander. And Samuel gets a big lead. Ground ball. That's getting in the hole to left field. That's a base hit. That moves Samuel to second. Justice is now on. Back-to-back singles. And Wild Things have something cooking with 2 outs. So Samuel at second. Justice at first. Xander steps in. There's a ground ball right back to Reagan, over to third, and that is 3 outs. So that's 3 down. So that ends the 3rd inning. Sorry, folks. They got 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left at the end of 3 innings. Wild Things 2, Canes 6. Coming up for the Canes, back to the top of the order with Zion, Reagan, and Mason. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back. All right, folks, we're back to live action here. We got Zion stepping in. On deck is Reagan. Lead things off here in the top of the 4th inning. So glad you could join us here on the USSSA Sports Network, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. YouTube, please share, like, subscribe. If you're on Facebook, please follow, like, and share. Ball low. And it's 1-0 to Zion. First semifinal game here between Wild Things and Canes Southeast for the chance to play in the championship. Slated to start around 12:30. That's a 2-0 count. And 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes. Zion is 1 for 1. He's walked and singled and scored twice. On deck is Reagan. 3rd batter be Mason. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. And here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So Bradley, after being down behind 3-0, has brought it back to a full count. Foul ball. And we will do 3-2 again. And 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. And that is 1 out. All right, back. Sorry about that. Oops. That brings in Reagan. Mason on deck. And the pitch. Ball up, and it's 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes to Reagan. 1 out, nobody on, top of 4th inning. And the pitch. There's a line shot to shortstop, caught by Kyrie, and that is 2 down. So 2 outs. And here's the first pitch to Mason. Brody on deck, ball high. It's a 1-0 count. And the 1-0 pitch. Ball inside. 2-0. And that's 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Excuse me, 2 outs, nobody on. Brody on deck. And here's the 3-0 delivery by Bradley to Mason. Called strike. And that's 3-1. So Bradley was down 3-0 to Reagan. Brought it all the way back to a full count and then got him to line drive out to, oh, that hit him. And he's on. So Mason's on. That brings in Brody. Brody walked his last time up. Mason gets his lead at first. Bradley comes set. Delivers. There goes Mason. Called strike. Throw down. And Mason's in there. So it's an 0-1 count to Brody. On deck is Grayson. Foul ball. Hit that one off of his leg, it sounds like. It's 0-2. And looks like he's going to be okay. So that is a great sight to see when any player gets injured and they quickly pop back up. So it's an 0-2 count to Brody. That is Mason at second. And the pitch. Call strike 3, and that is 3 outs. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left at the end of 3.5. Canes 6, Wild Things 2. Coming up for the Wild Things is going to be Parker, Bradley, and Liam. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back. Parker steps in. Reagan sets. Delivers to Braxton. Low just below the knees there. 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes to Parker. Bradley on deck. Liam is going to be your third batter this inning. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. And the pitch. Foul ball. And it's 1 and 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two and 2. Ground ball, that's going to get through for a base hit in left field. And Parker's on with a single. To lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So Crosby's going in to run for Parker. Crosby gets the lead at first. Reagan checks him. Reagan delivers home. Swing and a miss. Strike one. So 0 count to Bradley. And Liam on deck. And the winner of this one goes on to the championship. Coming up next is the Renegades and the Yard Goats in the second semifinal game. Balk called on Reagan. That moves Crosby to second. And the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two. There we go. It's 0-2. Again, Crosby at second. It's 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bradley. Nobody out. We are in the bottom of the 4th. And the pitch. There's a line shot, and that goes over Brady's head to left field. That's going to get him for a hit. They'll hold Crosby at third. And Bradley's on with a single. That's back-to-back hits for the Wild Things. So nobody out. The tying run is right now the tying run is on deck, and that is with Caleb. Liam steps in after back-to-back singles. I guess there goes Bradley. Ball inside to Liam. And runners down second and third. So that's Bradley at second. Crosby at third. A 1-0 count. Nobody out. And the pitch. Called strike, and it's 1-1. And the 1-1. Foul tip in the glove. Strike 2. And here's the 1-2 delivery from Reagan. Make that 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. 2 on. Wild Things trail by 4. And the pitch. Call strike 3, and that is 1 out. So 1 down. Caleb steps in. And the pitch from Reagan. Base hit back at the middle. That's going in the center field. That's going to score 2 runs and make it a 6-4 ball game. So a 2 RBI single by Caleb cuts the lead down to 2. Back to the top of the order with Wheels, Kyrie on deck. So the umpire saying time has expired. The inning will finish. So unless the Wild Things get 2 runs here, at least, which the tying run is at home right now in Wheels. Caleb is back at second base. Back to first base safely. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Again, the tying run is with Wheels at home. And that would push this game to a 5th inning. And the pitch. Foul ball. And it's 0-2 right now on Wheels. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that is 2 down. That brings in Kyrie. On deck is Samuel. Kyrie walked and scored his last time up. Called strike on the outside corner. That's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. It's a 1-1 count now to Kyrie. And the pitch. Foul ball. And it's now 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it's 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Okay, Wild Things trail by 2. Time runs at home. And the pitch. There's a pop fly on the infield. Shortstop's under it, makes the catch. And that is the ball game. So final score here is going to be Canes Southeast 6, Wild Things 4, as the Canes punch their ticket into the championship. So I want to thank you for joining us here on the broadcast. Again, final score here is Canes Southeast 6, Wild Things 4. We'll move on to the second semifinal coming up next between the Renegades and the Yard Goats. This is Doc, the USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back very shortly.